Welcome back to Sissy Maya. Make sure to subscribe to our channel to never miss an update. Additionally, consider subscribing to my Patreon to get access to these features, and much more. Emily Cameron felt elated after closing on a $1.5 million estate she had listed just 4 weeks earlier. The entire real estate office was thrilled about the commission from the sale. To celebrate, Emily invited her best friend, Sylvia Davis, to lunch. They chose Toppers, a well-known spot favored by the business crowd. As they dined in a semi-private corner, Emily's joy turned to shock when she spotted her husband across the room having lunch with his secretary. Her heart sank as she watched him kiss his secretary. The exhilaration from the sale vanished instantly. Sylvia noticed Emily's shift in mood and asked if something was wrong. Emily brushed it off, assuring her friend it was nothing she couldn't manage. They finished their meal, and Emily saw her husband and his secretary leave together, their arms around each other. Back at the office, Emily could think only of her husband Alex and the doubts creeping into her mind about their 6-year marriage. Anger consumed her as she thought about his infidelity. Distracted by these thoughts, she almost forgot her cardiology appointment. She left for her checkup at 2:30 p.m. Dr. Laura Summers, a skilled cardiologist, noticed Emily's distress during the examination. Calmly, she inquired about the issue. Emily vented her frustrations about her husband, ending her outburst with a dark comment. "Right now, I could cut off his manhood and not feel bad about it, but he isn't worth ending up in jail for." Dr. Summers responded, "What if there was a way to achieve that without facing legal consequences?" Emily asked, "What do you mean?" Dr. Summers explained, "I've had 2 male patients who experienced penile retraction after taking a medication I prescribed. Their organs retracted into their bodies, and it took about a week for them to return to normal after changing their medication. The manufacturer later informed me that the medication only affects men, not women. If you're interested, I can prescribe it for you. If administered, it would make your husband's situation rather uncomfortable for a couple of days." Emily agreed to the prescription, adding, "If he can't perform, he won't be with his secretary. If he ends up needing further treatment, can you prescribe something discreetly to make the rest of him appear more feminine?" Dr. Summers replied, "That won't be an issue. If you can bring him in, I can make him believe that I'm the only one who can help. I'll convince him it's a heart-related problem. I understand the need for discretion, especially after my own experience with a wandering ex-husband." Emily left the doctor's office with the prescription and promptly had it filled. Feeling a sense of relief, she contemplated her next steps. Despite her anger and the urge to confront her husband and seek a divorce, she decided to proceed with the medication. That evening, she brought up dinner, saying, "To celebrate the sale and closing, I'm thinking of taking Sylvia to Toppers for lunch. Have you ever been there? How's their lunch menu?" Alex responded, "I go there occasionally. It's just a block from the bank, so it's convenient. They have a great lunch menu. Try the stuffed tenderloin, it's fantastic." Emily replied, "I'll try that if they have it." "Have you eaten there recently?" Alex said, "Yes, I was there at the end of last week. The service was excellent and the food was great." Changing the topic, Emily said, "Sylvia told me today that her neighbors are splitting up because he was caught cheating. If I ever catch you in the act, you'll face more than just a divorce." He assured her, "I would never cheat on you. I love you too much. The thought has never crossed my mind." Emily thought he sounded insincere, like a snake, and felt he deserved whatever was coming. After dinner, she prepared a mixed drink for him, dissolving the first pill in it. He noticed a strange taste but drank it anyway. She felt a surge of satisfaction as she took action against her unfaithful husband. The next day, Emily questioned her decision but ultimately reassured herself she was doing the right thing. At 11:30 a.m., she parked outside Alex's bank and saw him leaving with his secretary, heading to a nearby deli. They walked together like friends, not romantically, which deepened her disappointment in his disregard for their marriage vows. That night, she added a pill to the coffee Alex had with dinner. Despite her anger, She masked it with affection and made advances. At bedtime, as she cuddled with him, she felt that his manhood was noticeably smaller and shorter than usual. She smiled in the dark, pleased that the medication was taking effect. They kissed goodnight and went to sleep. The following morning, Alex was alarmed to find his male organ retracted into his body. He was anxious but hoped it would return to normal soon. Emily noticed his preoccupation and felt a sense of satisfaction that her plan was working. At dinner that night, Alex was unusually quiet while Emily chatted non-stop. After dinner, she served him another drink laced with the medication. Pleased with the progress, she pondered how to appear surprised by the outcome. Inspiration struck her as she prepared for bed. She donned her most seductive baby doll pajamas and made sure Alex saw her. She kissed him passionately before they went to bed. Once there, she began advancing on him, but he hesitated. When she reached for his manhood, she asked, "Where is it? What did you do with it?" He responded, "I didn't do anything. It retracted into my body. I hope it will come back out eventually. I don't understand what's happening." Emily insisted on seeing the result. He hesitantly lowered his pajama bottoms, and she took a look before abruptly getting out of bed and ordering him to remove his pajamas entirely. Taken aback by her commanding demeanor, he complied. She then guided him into a pair of her panties and dressed him in a baby doll top. Confused and unsettled by her actions, he was at a loss. She instructed him, "You'll wear the panties and baby doll top to bed until things return to normal. Keep the panties on until I tell you otherwise. Do you understand?" He mumbled his understanding, and she had him repeat it clearly. He was still reeling from the sudden shift in their dynamic. The next morning, he removed the baby doll top upon returning from the bathroom. Emily told him to place it over the back of a chair so he'd have it for the evening. She instructed him to keep the panties on. He complied and finished getting dressed. At breakfast, Emily said, "I recall a Health Channel segment about something similar to your situation. The man had to see a cardiologist to get things sorted out. Should I schedule an appointment with my cardiologist for you?" He agreed, and Emily felt a surge of satisfaction that her plan was proceeding as intended. To her surprise, he had accepted her manipulation without question. She called the doctor, who scheduled an appointment for 3 o'clock. She informed Alex, who thanked her, and she ended the call with a smile. At 3 o'clock, Alex was in Dr. Summers' office. She explained that his heart wasn't properly pumping blood to his inner thigh area and prescribed medication to address the issue. She mentioned possible side effects, such as itchy pointers and fat redistribution, but reassured him it was nothing to worry about. He left the office relieved to have a solution. That evening, Alex expressed his gratitude, praising Emily for her support. He took the prescribed medication diligently, and by the end of the week, he began experiencing the itching Dr. Summers had mentioned. By the second week, Emily noticed the beginning of his developing chests. By the end of the third week, Alex struggled to button his tailored shirts. Emily suggested he try on some of her plain white blouses. In his desperation, he put one on, and it fit perfectly. Disturbed by the changes, he noted that his organ still wasn't returning and felt different. On the Tuesday of the fourth week, Emily accompanied him to the doctor. She asked Dr. Summers if his developing chests could cause any harm if not properly supported. The doctor advised that wearing a bra would prevent any potential injury. After the appointment, they went shopping. Emily selected the most feminine bras available and paired them with matching lace and ruffled panties. She then took him to the blouse section and chose garments that were overtly feminine. She also found several skirt suits on sale. By the end of their shopping trip, Alex had 5 new skirt suits, which Emily assured him would fit better than his current suits. He noticed his pants were tight around his rear end, despite having tightened his belt by 3 notches. He felt certain no woman would find him desirable. As Emily led him to the shoe department, he was dazed by the experience of purchasing 4 pairs of heels. He left the store with a fully new wardrobe. That evening, while talking to Emily, he said, "I'm lost. I can't concentrate. There are changes happening to me that I can't explain, and I don't understand why or how. I know something is wrong, but I can't pinpoint it. At the bank, the HR guy said they'd accept me in any form, stressing they must be cautious with preference matters. My secretary seems repulsed by me, and I don't know why. Seeing the anguish on his face, Emily's love for him shifted her emotions. With tears in her eyes, she began to speak. Emily said, "What's happening to you is partly my doing. I discovered your affair with your secretary, and I suspect it might still be ongoing." Alex replied, "I admit it started as an affair, but it never progressed. I intended to end it with her over lunch at Topper's, but I couldn't bring myself to do it. I finally told her in my office later that I loved you too much to continue. She was heartbroken, but she handled it fairly well, I think." Emily continued, "I saw you two at Topper's, kissing and holding hands. It made me furious. I decided to make you pay. I arranged for you to be put on medication and took measures to exacerbate the issue. I'm truly sorry." Alex responded, "Don't apologize. I brought this upon myself. What do we do now?" Emily said, "The doctor mentioned it would take about a week for the retraction issues to resolve. I'm not sure about the other effects, but we'll get through it. I'm sorry and I love you." "What about the clothes I bought to make you look less like a man?" she asked. "That's simple," he replied, kissing her. "I'll wear them until I no longer look like a woman. Thank you for caring. I think you'll look beautiful," she said. "Would you like to look even more beautiful?" "Whatever you want," he replied. "I'll need to think about it," she said. "For now, put on your baby doll and let's go to bed." They kissed, a gesture of apology from her and forgiveness from him,